Well, I haven't seen him yet. I'm going to see him here, Neil, shortly, but it'll be good. We got a veteran group, older group. A lot of these guys are in their fifth years, so I think we'll respond. Yeah. Yeah, I said in our staff meeting this morning, seems like 2 years ago. But what I see with Robert Morris is they're really playing well. They took Green Bay to overtime, beat Milwaukee. Andy's teams always play hard. He runs great offense. They've got good players. We played really well up there, but they play differently now. We play a lot different. Not really a ton you could take from that game, Dana, to be honest with you. We haven't really, we won't show a ton of clips of that game. We'll really focus on them in the last 4 or 5 games. Yeah, I got about 30 minutes to decide that, what the message will be. What do you think it should be? Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we'll talk about. It really, that game, it came down to that shot, obviously, impacted the outcome. But, when we guard, we're pretty good. And I thought our defense was lacking. So it'll be one game at a time. It'll be obviously defense and the little things, right? The details of the game, I think we got to get better at. We got to coach that better, do some more situational stuff, do quite a bit of it now. But I think you can never do enough, right? This time of year, all these teams are about the same. Anybody can be beat. Comes down to just a couple possessions each game.
One of the things that you mentioned after the Green Bay game was, you guys haven't used a lineup defensively late that was not something that you used a lot in the past. You practiced a lot with the teams. Now that you've seen that, having to see what that lineup looks like in practice more often now?
Yeah, Ziggy fouling out with 9 minutes to go. That's something you can't really practice. That had a huge impact on the game, right? As it did with Noah Reynolds not playing for them. But we've got to be a little bit smarter in some of those fouls. We went back and watched it. They were fouls. But this team can play small and we can also play big. I think we'll look to do both those things down the stretch. But one thing that has to be consistent is our defense, right? If we hold teams under 70, we win almost every game. When we lose, we're giving up about 80, 81. And that's not the recipe we want to have with our team.
With the guards that you guys have, especially those 3 starters in the backcourt with Russ, Mike, and Brett, how do you feel like they kind of play off of each other based on each of their skill sets?
Yeah, we can take Bryson out and put Brett at the point. When those 3 guys are all playing together, we have at least 2 ball handlers on the court with Brett and, Bryson. Rush, we got to get him going down the stretch. He was just in my office 2 minutes ago. We got to get him making shots. We got to do a better job of drawing up some things for him, guys looking for him. Because when he's scoring the ball, it gives you another big option, right? The teams can't double as much on Ziggy and DJ and those guys inside. So I think they complement each other pretty well. We've been pretty consistent with valuing the ball, taking good shots. Our offense is second in the league. So we're scoring the ball consistently. It really comes down to rebounding and defense with our group.
I wanted to ask you about Brandon. He's been struggling the past few games offensively. Are you concerned?
Yeah, I don't know. I just asked him if he wanted to come off the bench. He didn't want to do that. I'm just open with him and honest. He and I have a great relationship. His dad's very supportive. Sometimes, you got to talk through some things, how we can help him get out of it. But shooters are going to go through these things, Austin. That's part of basketball. But we don't want to be in there too long because we're going to need him down the stretch.
Do you feel like he's better off coming off the bench or no?
He's probably never done it, so probably not. It's not something he wants to do, so we're not gonna do it.
You always kind of talk to your players about that.
We talk about everything. We're a pretty open group. We've had a lot of different lineups because these injuries too. So this group's dealt with quite a bit. We kind of Dana thought David Wilkerson could have been a starter. We haven't had him all year. You guys don't even really know who he is. He was a great player. He could have been in that starting lineup. So I just think this time of year, you can't let one loss impact big picture, right? And I think it's on the coach to make sure the message is good. There's no doubt about that. But it's really about the people you recruit. What type of people they are, how they respond to adversity, because that was a tough loss, right? I mean, I think we're all devastated.
EJ was in kind of a similar situation. He started the season as a starter, but he's been kind of like that sixth man for you guys coming off the bench. How have you seen him kind of embrace that role and being able to provide a spot for you guys?
Yeah, he's another guy, I've known for a long time. I played with his uncle, so we got a good relationship. It's what he did at Toledo, right? He was pretty much coming off the bench for Toledo. Obviously it'd probably be a bigger role for us, but he scores the ball. He defends. He can do a little bit of everything. He's like Lovelace. He's got some good versatility.
Do you expect, I know you see him as solid players, do you expect JB to play?
Probably not. Probably not. No, we should have something this week, though, Austin.
You got a lot of talent. You got a lot of players. Is there enough basketball for you?
I think so. I mean, you're scoring 82 a game. Our assist to turnover, I think we're number one in the conference at valuing the ball. I just think with our team, Dana, when you have this many guys that can score, every night's going to be somebody different. It was Ziggy on Thursday, DJ on Saturday. It's been Bryson Langdon some nights, Brett Thompson, Brandon Rush, EJ has had big games for us. So I think we have good balance. I just think at times certain games you're going to attack different matchups. Like I said after the game for Gabe, it was a tough game for him because they're all 6'6", 6'5". They're going to ball screen and then they're going to just pop to the 3-point line. So a 7'2" guy typically for us is in drop coverage. So his job is to stay between the ball and the basket. So usually when they drive it in there, the bigs we play against are going to roll. For Gabe, when he's got to get out there and guard those 3-point shooters, that's a tough matchup. So I think the same thing on offense, Dana. Like you got to design things, certain games for different guys based on what they're doing and who we're playing against.
Were you surprised at the outcome yesterday in the Super Bowl?
My brother gives me a hard time because I've grown up a Cleveland Browns fan. I had season tickets, gave those up to him. But my second favorite team is the Chiefs. As Jamie was saying, Donald, obviously being here, I've been out there probably 3 or 4 times with Coach Reese and his dad and different Youngstown people going to Kansas City to watch them. So I've grown to really admire Andy Reid and Mahomes and Kelsey. I was on Coach Huggins' staff. We recruited Travis at West Virginia. I thought it was a great game. I thought it was an awesome game. And once again, that game came down to one play, right? So it's which team can make the plays this time of year. And it could be 1 play, 2 plays, 3 plays are going to have a major impact on the outcome.
This week a little different. You go Wednesday, Saturday. So you get that extra day in Cleveland State. Is that big?
Looking back on it, I think it is, Dana. I think you made that point after the game, and it didn't. When you're playing a team like Green Bay that runs the stuff they do, I think that extra prep certainly could have helped us. But you got to give them a lot of credit.
I mean, this week though.
Yeah, no, I think extra prep is great. But I'm saying, this past week on the quick turnaround, that's tough.